Hello, welcome to my channel, Outspoken Samantha. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. If you are returning, welcome back. Thanks for the support. On my channel, I like to give my opinion and perspective on things that are happening today, issues that I think actually matter to everyday people, especially those of us that are trying to raise kids in the insanity known as today's society. We are not CEOs of big corporations, we are not part of the mainstream media, and we do not live in the Hollywood bubble, nor are we politicians in Washington, D.C. But we do have to live with the consequences of the decisions being made by the people in the previously mentioned categories and also the narrative being pushed by them. If you feel like that describes you, please like this video, share this video, leave a comment below. Also, subscribe to my channel. All of these things help me to grow my channel and reach more people that value logic, reason, and sanity. Also, be sure to find me on Rumble under Outspoken Samantha in the event that YouTube decides that I have violated their community standards and chooses to kick me off their platform forever. That being said, let's get into today's topic. Remember in the Trump presidency when all of these leftist politicians kept saying how inhumane he was for his border policies, for building a wall that would filter illegal immigrants through our legal system, that they would have to go through our detention centers and have to bypass border patrol and security and law enforcement before being able to come into our country, that all of that was inhumane. And we had AOC go into the border dressed in white, crying at a fence, that there actually was nothing on the other side of that fence, but she was staging this performance to make it look like she was witnessing the horror of these policies in person, in real time, that all of these leftist politicians couldn't get enough of the border and going down there to plead their case for how awful and soulless and heartless Trump was. That they cared so much more about illegal immigrants than anybody on the right does. Any Trump supporter does. You guys are all heartless and soulless and you're racist and xenophobic and all of these things. And they pledged their cities and their states to be sanctuaries for illegal immigrants. They wanted to abolish ICE and keep police officers from being able to detain and deport criminals, people that were causing harm in their communities. They have advocated for free healthcare and education and housing for illegal immigrants. They have made their cities and their states these places that supposedly are meant to welcome illegal immigrants with open arms, to align with their view that nobody should be turned away at the border, that borders are racist and that borders are oppressive and that America is too privileged and we need to share what we have. All of these messages, that is what they have set their states up to be. Illegal immigration has become a mass problem. Yes, people are walking over the border, as said just today by this man who just walked across the border.
And Vice President Harris said that the border is closed. Is the border closed? Do you believe that the border is closed or is it open?
It's open, not closed. The border is open.
The border is open. Do you believe that all the migrants believe that the border is open?
Yeah, everybody believes that the border is open. It's open because we enter, we come in, free, no problem.
But it's open for you to come illegally, right?
Illegally, yes, illegally, that's true.
And you came illegally?
Yeah, we came illegally, not legal.
So while KJP is in the White House press room saying that the borders are secure, that the White House is taking unprecedented action to secure the border, Kamala Harris is saying that the border is secure. We've got illegal immigrants actually in the throes of walking into our country saying, nope, that's not the case. The border's open. I walked right in. Everybody I know knows that they can just walk right in. So all of this combined, this has become a problem for the border cities and towns of Arizona and Texas, where they are being just overwhelmed with people coming into this country. Their resources, their cities, their towns, their neighborhoods, their communities. They have felt it's almost like having this net being just filled and filled and filled and filled with bricks, and there's nowhere for these bricks to go. It's gonna break at some point. And they've been begging for help, begging for the federal government, begging for somebody in Washington, D.C. to care about the impact that this is having, to actually acknowledge that this is an issue, to come and look at their towns and their cities and what is happening there. And these caravans that are coming over the border by the hundreds and the thousands every single month to come and look at this and address it and acknowledge it, and have gotten absolute radio silence by all of these people that 5 minutes ago were saying how much more they cared about these illegal immigrants and wanted to give them everything under the sun to take care of them because they deserve what we have. Now that, they've set up their states to be these sanctuaries for illegal immigrants, including laws and housing and education and government welfare programs and all of the above. It's like this big Christmas package for them with a big tag that says illegal immigrant on it. Here you go. That Governor Abbott and Governor DeSantis have started sending these illegal immigrants to their cities, busing them by the hundreds to Washington, D.C. and Chicago and New York, and saying, these are the policies that you have been advocating for years. This is what you have set your state up for to handle. This is what you have promoted and said that you wanted because you care so much. And in response to actually having to be held to their word, they're saying that this is inhumane, that it's political games, that it's vindictive. It wasn't political games and vindictive, the fact that the border has been open for the last 2 years, and it's not a political game if somebody, these little border towns and cities have to deal with the burden, and that they have to deal with the drain on their resources, and they have to deal with the safety issues. It's not a political game there. It's only a political game if we take these people and bring them to your cities that you have specifically set up to accommodate them. So now they're getting what they wished for. They're getting what they've advocated for. And now they're calling these governors vindictive and, once again, heartless and soulless, that they're using these people as political pawns. Open borders have not been a problem when it comes to fentanyl flooding over the border and getting into every city and community and becoming the leading cause of death because the borders are open, because fentanyl is manufactured in China and then it is sold to the cartels smuggle it in through South America. That hasn't been a problem. And even to this day, they will not say that it's the fact that the open borders are the problem. They will not say that it's the fact that these people are flooding our borders from all over the world through the southern border, that's the issue, that's the problem. They will not acknowledge the issue here. They are perfectly fine if these people continue to walk over the border. They just want them to stay where they are. They want them to stay in Texas and Arizona and in Florida. And if you put them on a plane or on a bus and take them to a city, they've already traveled all the way through South America. So having them travel a little bit more into the US, into a city that's actually, says that they want them there and that they set up their laws and their policies to take care of them because they care so much. Is that the part that makes it inhumane? Is that the part that makes it political games? I'm not really sure, because you guys are the ones that have been saying this for years. And if you don't see the hypocrisy of this and the gaslighting and the absolute ridiculousness of this, the fact that they want these borders, but they don't want to deal with the consequences of it, that they want to say how much they care, but they don't actually want to have to demonstrate it, that they want to be able to put out there the message of how big their heart is and how welcoming they are to everybody in the world, that none of these people should have to be vetted or held back or detained in any way. But they don't want to deal with what that actually means for the country and what actually means when they put these policies in place. They want to be all talk and no action. And then if they are actually held accountable for what they've said, they want to make it so because they want to blame it on you. This is insanity. It is pure insanity. If you don't want thousands of illegal immigrants in your city, don't advocate for it. If you don't want to be burdened with the problem, then be part of the solution. We need to close our borders back up and get back to vetting people before they come here, only allowing a certain number of people in every year, because if we drown our system and break our system, we're not going to be a help to anybody, our own citizens or anybody else coming across the border. So until you start advocating for those things, for things that actually make this so it's not a problem for your city or for any other city, you don't get to decide that it's fine for other areas, for these little towns and these little communities along the border, but it's not okay for you. That it's okay for them to bear the burden, but it's not okay for you. It's okay for them to have high crime and a drain on their resources, but it's not okay for you. That's not how this works in this country. You either have to sleep in the bed that you've made, or you make a different bed. Or, we start coming together and saying that this is an issue that needs to be solved, and we're not going to make it political. We're actually going to start problem solving. All I got to say on that. Leave a comment below. What do you think? You can disagree with me if you want to, but I think that would only happen if you are someone who doesn't operate with a lot of sense and logic. So anyway, like, subscribe, comment, share. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.